Hey guys, what's up? This is the Demon Corpse, and today we'll be talking about the dual screen for the Switch that I'm saying a lot of things about. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I highly doubt Nintendo will be doing that. I do not believe Nintendo is going to be announcing the next version of the Switch, and it's going to have two screens. I think that's a massive L in my opinion, and the reason why is because I know what Nintendo's going to do. They're going to make the thing very cheap. If you don't know how the good old days of the Nintendo DS, one of my favorite portable systems, one of the major issues, in my opinion, was up and down. It's like the Galaxy Folds. Over time, because of all that movement, it's going to break apart because there's mechanical things bring it up and down. They did fix it with the 3DS and over time with newer versions of the 3DS. But let's be honest here, people. Nintendo's not going to be doing that again. They're going to make it dirt cheap, and then they're going to give you another version that's more improved, where you can bring it up and down. That's what's going to happen. That's why I hope, and I know people say, well, with the dual screen, they're going to add NSO, Nintendo DS and 3DS compatibility. One, I believe they could probably already do that with the base Switch. It has a touchscreen. Is there any issues with the touchscreen? Maybe there is, I don't know, but as I see, there's not many issues. I mean, with the touchscreen, maybe it can't. Maybe it's not like an iPad. I don't know. Like legit, the Switch looks like an iPad, but with controllers, and it plays Nintendo games. Let's be honest too. It just doesn't have the Apple logo. It's a little bit different, but maybe the Switch doesn't have the compatibility to play Nintendo DS games with NSO. Maybe, but that doesn't make any sense. But that's just me. But I don't see no issue with 3DS or DS games playing on the Switch with the Nintendo Switch Online. But it's also what games are going to be on now, so that's also the other thing. But let's not get there yet, because it's not time yet, because they haven't announced 3DS and DS. They're still stuck on Nintendo 64, Genesis, and probably more systems until they get the DS, because DS is still pretty new. 3DS is still somewhat newish, you could say, because it's still being sold in some places. Weirdly enough, it's still somehow selling pretty well-ish, you could say. Don't know why, but it's a thing. But I don't know. I mean, they do need to announce the next Switch, because at the crap awards, you could say, not many games are coming to the Switch. That's like a wake-up call, Nintendo. Get your ass, announce the next system. I mean, you guys gotta announce it. So there's gonna be games not coming to the Switch. And weirdly enough, Visions of Mana, and that kind of shocked me, because that's like a Nintendo-ish type of game. It's not owned by Nintendo, but it's always been on the Nintendo platforms. And well, you could say some of the newer ones were not, like the one on the PS2, but I mean, I think most people don't want to remember that game, so let's move on from that. It could get a re-release on modern platforms. I wouldn't be shocked. Fixed up, maybe like an HD port, but I think people would still say, what's that? We don't talk about that. You could say, so let's move on from that. But weirdly enough, it's always been a Nintendo-ish type of game. But as a whole, over the years, things have changed. But I mean, as a whole, it is shocking, because every time I see Mana, I always think of Nintendo. I'm like, oh, it's going to come to the Nintendo platform, but yeah, I guess this one's not coming, so that's a wake-up call. Even a couple of other games that were announced at the event are not coming to the Nintendo Switch. So whatever this Switch is going to be called, they need to announce it soon. Like, this is, I think, 2023. Well, yeah, 2023. I understood they can still milk the Switch out, but this is like the final year. They need to announce the next generation of the Switch, and all they have to do is update the processor and fix the analog issue with the controllers for the Switch, and just make sure it's backwards compatible with all Switch games. That's all you need to do. And if you can't do that, just do them all digitally. I think that won't be an issue. They're going to make sure the digital versions are playable. I think with the cartridge, I think they're going to do like an add-on where you have to connect it to your Switch to be able to play all your old Switch titles. I know that sounds stupid, but I think that's what Nintendo will have to do as a whole. Or Maybe they don't need to really change anything and they keep the game cartridge size, just make the cartridge go to 64 gigabytes. I mean, like, the Switch has become extremely popular. I think some people would use that 64 gigabyte cartridge for some bigger titles, you could say, but it's also how that's going to roll. Like, they were supposed to announce a 64 gigabyte cartridge many years ago, but it's been delayed. I think they have it now. They're just going to be using it for the next Switch as a whole for bigger titles, like more Call of Duty maybe, or some other game, you could say. But right now we haven't seen any Call of Duty games yet, but there's probably going to be some Call of Duty games announced maybe at the next Direct, and maybe around at the end of that Direct they may announce something, say, hey, the next Direct we're going to be announcing on next generation system. That's probably the best way they can do it, to get some hype up, and then people are like, oh yes, about to announce on the next generation Switch, and it's at the end of the live stream of the next Direct, not the next one that's coming soon, but the next one after that one, you could say. Maybe that's how they're going to do it, but I don't know. I mean, let's just hope they don't do some dumbass move where they make, oh, you have to use these specific memory cards to play our Switch games. Let's hope they don't do that. I know well enough Nintendo is not going to do that, because they do not want this. Money is money. But, I mean, that's about all. Like, share, and subscribe, and what's your guys' opinion on the next Switch? Do you think it's going to be dual screen, or do you think it's going to be like the Wii U, where you have to connect another tablet to play it on the new Switch? Or maybe it's going to be like the Wii, where you have to use nunchucks and all the weird crap? Or it's going to, or some weird other, like a virtual, I wouldn't be shocked, the Virtual Switch 2, or the Super Virtual Switch, the SVS. That's the Super Virtual Switch. I mean, it's plausible they could go that VR route. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. It'd probably be a flop anyway. Shocked that they have not made a mini of the Virtual Boy. Not because it would be successful, but it probably would make some money because most people never use that system. Even I haven't. But I mean, there's enough games on there to make a mini version. But I think Nintendo wants to forget about the Virtual Boy. Let's just be honest here. I'm still shocked they haven't put Virtual Boy on the NSO. Like, I'm not shocked. I mean, it's plausible, but I mean, that's also whenever Nintendo feels like it. They got all the time in the world. They have so many IPs. They still have to re-release on NSO, and some way they want to re-release it because they have all the time in the world. They're making so much money off of their hardware right now that they got the time. And if the profits ever go down, they just need to announce another GameCube game that's worth $300 right now. They can just announce an HD port and everyone goes nuts and buys that version. So I mean, yeah, they win anyway. I mean, Nintendo will always win because they have IPs that they have made people all excited about since they were in the 90s. Well, yeah, the 90s through the 80s, 90s, 20s, and 2010s. I mean, you have a whole bunch of people like me and a whole bunch of kids, me including many others, who are excited about anything Nintendo. But me, I'm kind of patient because I know I can get the game for $30. Just wait a year until it ends on Black Friday for $30, and you're like, yay, it's $30, grab it. Then that's just me. I just wait until the stuff's $30 on the Switch. But if it's something that's already $30, I may wait until it's like $20 or $24. Just if I really want it. If it's something that's like, oh, that looks interesting, I'll play it. But that's just me. But that's about all. I'll see you guys in the next video. See you, scavengers.